Sup, Java? I'm good, how are you? Doing okay. I need to make a design decision for my game because I'm closing to having the core mechanics done to build a level. And I was thinking about that. So is this the Doom type shooter you were talking about before? Dwarf themed or futuristic Doom style shooter? Can you tell me more about dwarf themed? I'm just gonna check out this new command. I don't know if it's too annoying. I don't know, it's not too bad. I don't recall getting a project so close to becoming a minimal viable game before. That's cool. Dwarf idea would be multi-levels, maybe at some point pseudo-procedural dungeon with fantasy creatures and stuff, and weapon upgrades to buy, etc, etc. I think on the basis of very little information, I would say the dwarf thing sounds more original. Futuristic Doom style shooter with that engine seems pretty unoriginal and doesn't excite me. Forgot to do my Discord notification. This is good. A bit like Binding of Isaac's dungeon concept, but in pseudo 3D. I'd like that. Well, when you describe it like that, I'm even more sold because I love Binding of Isaac. So that's got my vote anyway. Dwarf stuff allows to be more organic. How so? Pixel art can be a bit iffy. Well, I mean, you still want good art regardless, right? But go futuristic has to be all straight and polished. It doesn't have to be. You can go for a different vibe, but I get where you're coming from. So yesterday we finished this enemy. I'm very pleased with it. It's so funny going flying. So we need to open. I just want to do a final tweak for it, and then we'll be done. So first idea was dwarves. Dwarves is going to be the last issue of that. What kind of guns do dwarves shoot? You could make a bow and arrow or a crossbow or something. Like, you don't need to do the actual like mechanics like that. You just click it, it just goes. Or you could go like more steampunky. Well, you could do both melee and ranged, but you could do more steampunky stuff, like they could fire. You can have a gun. Pebble slingshot. Yeah, like there's loads of stuff you can do. Magic wand. Throwing axe, throwing hammers. Hammers or dwarf thing. Yeah, there's loads of stuff you could do. No, that sounds cool, man. Exciting. So now I'm hoping this guy's gonna carry me over the house. Yeah, that worked. Nice. Especially since it's built from scratch, it feels special to me. No, I really like that idea actually. If it was just a Doom clone, it would be a bit meh. But if you like put your own twist to it, then that's nice. And then of course, when you describe it as inspired by Binding of Isaac, then that's just I like it. Right, so that was the only tweak I needed to do for that guy. No, I didn't need to do that. I just wanted to close all the tabs, not the whole program. So I just want to close all, Control KW. I'm thinking to make rooms which are mini mazes and then linking those together in code. Yeah, so you could. So Binding of Isaac are manually crafted maps that are then procedurally arranged together to make sure that they always fit because they just have the doors always in the same location. But yeah. That's a nice compromise, I think, because then you get the benefit of intelligent design, but the variation of procedural generation. So, in Binding of Isaac, it's pretty obvious. It still feels pretty samey because you know exactly which room you're in as soon as you go in. You're like, oh, this is one of these ones. But it's still good, I think. It works perfectly for Binding of Isaac. Like you feel like every run you play is different. Procedurally add quarters after. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because you can do it differently. There's no traversal in between the areas. You could make it even more of a combination. Like you could have just plain corridors that are just randomly generated entirely, and then you could have like nodes of more well-crafted areas. Still very early on. First step is make a fully manual level and see if it plays nice. Yep, that sounds like a plan. So this enemy excuse me. Now I made everything separate. I made an enemy, a single weapon, a barrel, and an animated torch. I made the walls, a door. Actually, I probably need to add sound. Don't like sound. So it's like is that what we call a vertical slice when you've like made an example level? So you're making that game in Lua or what? It's not really a level yet. There's no challenge. Let's call it a tech demo. Yeah, I see. Game in pure Java. Huh. Java. That's a weird choice to make a game in. It's a bit of an obscure language. Moved it into libgdx, but my own stuff is pure Java. I just use libgdx to get access to the GPU. Also have some dropped inputs, which I hope are not due to my code. It's really frustrating that the way keyboards work, that like cheap keyboards can't take more than like 2 or 3 inputs at the same time, depending on where they are. I have news on the job front as well. Okay, hopefully good. A few weeks ago, I sent in my candidature for a postdoc, right? Almost. I thought you already had a postdoc. What? Wait, no, you have. Well, you have a doctorate. So wait, there's stuff after becoming a doctor? That's crazy. Anyway, suddenly last Friday, this project manager calls me and asks if I can come by this week for an interview. Sounds promising. Yesterday I went, it was really cool. Does that pay well? I have mixed feelings because this lady kept talking starting in September, and I'll let you know by the end of the week. Pays extremely well. Well, great. That sounds good then. Limited in time. Well, it's not like you have to give up a career right now to do it. So if you can wait till September, then something that makes a lot of money, even if it's for a limited time, and it's something you want to do, it sounds pretty good to me. Like if you had to quit a job to do it, then that's another thing, but I don't know, it sounds pretty good, I think. I just have to stop freelancing. But that's pretty easy, isn't it? I would think. Like temporarily. Well then, that sounds good to me. Cool thing is, if I want to continue an academic career after this postdoc, I can just say the last year was a sabbatical. Yeah, I mean, sounds like you'd be fine. So yeah, things are looking a lot better suddenly. A few weeks ago, I wasn't even able to drive my car. It feels good. I'm really happy to hear that, man. It makes me happy. It's great. Build that in, added the factory. Just gonna update map here, add a reference to my list. Mm. Yeah. Little bit of Age of Empires. Don't mind if I do. So now this should be effectively a knight, but it'll try to swing at me from afar and probably bug out graphically, but it should exist as a unit. Yeah, so it goes weird there. That's okay. It's alright. God damn, you make me proud, eh, Knight? 15 months. That's mental. You look awful, Bez. You look awful. How you doing, eh, Knight? Looks a bit like me. Yikes. Nice backpack, though. Tired. Have a meeting, early meeting, and I guess you haven't been able to sleep. Came by to give love in form of booty. It's the best way to get love. Play some Overwatch while the kid's not home. Alright, Java, enjoy. Hey, Knight, sucks to hear that you're tired, and early meetings are never fun, but thank you very much for the sub. I appreciate it. The booty. The boozy was nice. Ooh, that was weird. Guess we loaded the HUD. So now, hello, Mr. Sir. Yeah, so he's jumping. That looks funny. Pre-jumping. That's right. Attack. If a self-attack effect timer does this run, attack timer. That's cool. Okay, so it runs up until yeah, basically before. Interesting. So I can't use that really. So I'm just gonna shut the door. The cat was on the phone, I could hear it, it was distracting me. So.
Sorry, could you hear that?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, no. I like to hear the street.
Sorry?
I like to hear the street.
Yeah. Okay.
DuckDuckGo does not work for working flights.
The what?
DuckDuckGo does not work for working flights.
Yeah, you think it was a browser?
It didn't work for Ryan and it didn't work for Jet2.
Oh, is it a browser?
DuckDuckGo?
Yeah.
Yeah, what did you think it was?
Search engine. Using it as a browser. I didn't know they had that.
Yeah. Using it downloaded the app for the browser. It's my main browser.
I've been using Firefox mostly as the browser.
Great use.
Alright, what's the best way to do this? Hey, Laufen Games. Please give me a pointer on how to pronounce that. Can you show the game? Sure. A bit choppy because of the way my stream's set up, so ignore that. And that's the enemy I'm working on right now. It's not really working, so it's just trying to jump and stuff. But this is the game. That looks cool, thank you very much. If you're interested in checking it out, got a page on Steam. Oh, they destroyed my turret. How dare they?
How rude.
Very rude. I was trying to make an RPG in default too. Alright, okay, that's cool. Did you have problems? It's not easy. I don't think it's easy to make an RPG in any language, to be honest. Turned out too unfamiliar to me. Are you familiar with another engine or what? Yeah, that's the game. Some of the gameplay anyway. So I'm trying to figure out how to work that guy. Find Godot more intuitive. That's cool. I've heard good things about Godot. I think if I was going to try something other than defaults, that's what I would look at. So now we should at least float in the air while the attack is running. Then we can recalculate the speed, that's fine. So that. Right, I'll just have to add an extra check then. And not self current activity. Because that's an unusual enemy that I want to behave a bit differently, so I'm going to short circuit that part of the enemy scripts function. So are you making an RPG in Godot then? And how's that going? That was not the right way. Right, what do I need to do? Oops. If check time freeze and activity range. Right, so got distracted by my finals. Fair enough. They'll do that. I think I just have to do this locally. Now watching people making games to gain some motivation to proceed. That's the spirit. So what do you want to make? Have you finished a game before? Let's start there. Made an engine in C++, that's cool. Impressive. And a simple air hockey game, that's cool. Now I want to do some sci-fi horror. Hey, cute math, how you doing? Like Dead Space, but in 2D. Yeah, basically I would... My line of questioning was because I just wanted... Like, whenever I hear a new person wanting to do an RPG, it's always a bit worrying. Don't get mad, please, but that jumping animation subpart? Yeah, possibly. It's not finished, so... I need to figure out how to use the frames, but it might be that it needs tweaking. It's possible. Laughing Games, thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate it. Needs more than that in my opinion. It's a simple jump. I'd like to see a cannibal. Right, well, or belly flop. I see what you mean. We'll see. I'll do what I can do first, and then we'll see if it looks bad. No reason to ask for changes yet, I don't think, until we know what it looks like. Man, I'm getting so much lag. Oh yeah, that's not using the new speed. Getting frustrated at my PSP console. Made a simple Hello World homebrew. It works fine on the emulator, but not on real hardware. Why would you do that to yourself? Minimum walk distance. Do we have that here? Mm-hmm. Is it done yet? It's getting there. It's getting there. That was weird. Why is he going backwards? Door noises. Was that cat or a ghost? That was cat. Say hi to her from me and ask her if she enjoyed my country. I shall when she comes back in. Why is that? That's weird. Wait, so it should be... Yeah, I'm doing that wrong. So actually that was probably not good, what I just did there. Maybe we should do the position prediction there, but we shouldn't be updating it mid-air because that doesn't work. Is a club hit? Something like that. Clubs hit, yeah. Damage, element, position, radius, self-attack radius, friendly, front only, false, source direction is direction. Radius. Okay. How do we do knockback? Who does knockback? I think the electricity does knockback. That's just the player though. Okay, see what that does, I'm not sure, but knockback true, knockback magnitude. A bit less. We need delta time there. Not self-allow attack effect, then turn. Let's see how this goes. cat looks funny when he turns around. It's so dumb. It's weird how he changes direction mid-flight. That's kind of funny. It's a butt slam, isn't it? I think the problem is that he's allowed normal pathing, but that's not what we want. That's better. That's not better. Will it not gain height? Don't know. I can look into it. Why is it doing that thing at the end now? Right, Mum. One thing at a time. I think people will understand anyway. Right, but I'm not finished with what I'm doing right now. Let me finish that first. Of course, what you're doing right now, I can't tell. That's possibly true. Why is he doing that? The distance is less than the walk distance. Okay. No idea, but worth a try. I think that did confound things before, perhaps. Worth attempting to fix it. Okay, that does look better. So do need the shockwave just so I can see what a good amount of distance is. So can we just do here the stomper? Basically just take the sprite, we'll do shockwave. What's the best way to do that? I think actually making that into an effect is better. So let's do that, because then we can, if need be, we can reuse it elsewhere. So we've got just one-offs, so that would be like this. Yeah. That's not what I wanted. Stomper shockwave. So this has to, what it needs to do is just change the graphic, set it to shockwave. Probably needs to be faster. Okay, so we need to go to the effect here to add, nope. Particle effects. Stomper shockwave. Pause. I'll do.
Thank you for being a true broad.
Thank you very much for the follow, Mushimitsu. I appreciate it. Welcome. I don't like that it renders above the stomper. That's not good. Unfortunately. How big is that? 160. See, I'm not sure about that either. So 80 high, that's 160. It's not that much. Easy to solve or not? Yeah, relatively easy, I think. Set index 99. Well, that would make it on top of everything, which it already is. So no, that is not the solution. I don't think I saved the Stomper, so I actually need to try that again. There you go. Is that right now? I think so. That probably can't go in there because that only happens once. What we need is like when it's doing this. Yeah, that needs to be like way less. But actually doing it that way is not necessary. I just need to measure it and do it that way. I think. Wait, that's the longest though. We want the shortest, so that's 120. But actually, we need to do it this way. So is that what, 60? Probably, yeah. Yeah, that seems pretty reasonable. How does he handle the dummy? Is the question. Fine. What about standing on it? Yeah. So we need. This is the boomerang all over again, basically, with the if we do the height thing. So that or self-attack effect timer is greater than 0 or not self current activity dot attacking, then what's that? So we've got the fly time. I need to figure out where we are in the fly time. Okay, so if local current fly time is equal to self dot attack overall effect overall timer max so say fly time should be 0.2 because we've done effect time at 0, overall time at 0.8 basically. So it'd be self-attack overall timer at 0.8 minus so we don't even have to bother with the after flight time. Basically, just do minus that. Current flight time. Fly ratio is equal to Current fly time out of self fly time max. Okay, so that would be 0.2 out of, so it's basically less than. So if fly ratio is less than 0.5, then else. So we need to do easing, which we use in the spell discount tracker. And we'll just use, we could use a linear ease, but we can just use maybe that. Y adjustment is going to be equal to easing dot ease in a cubic t. Current time is fly ratio. Start value 0. Max Y adjustment is the change in value. And the duration should be 0.5. And then we flip it here, so that's just going to be the current time is, that's going to be like what, 0.6, yeah, so 0.6 minus 0.5 is 0.1. Yeah. The start value was self max Y adjustment, but we're going to change in value is minus that. The duration again is half. Let's see how this goes. We should be able to do that here, and then current position dot y is equal to current position dot y minus self previous y adjustment plus self current y adjustment. We'll see how that goes. I feel like that should work. I don't think it will, but we'll see. Okie dokie. We got a bit of a problem there. Attack effect timer max 251. Okay, that's not so bad. I never said that, so anything that explains why that doesn't do anything, I guess. What the frig? I don't even understand what that's doing. Didn't see, still not working. I'm just doing the Y positioning now, but no, that did not work. Something with my logic is broken. So it goes flying crazy like that. So it maxes out immediately. Right, I'm gonna take a quick break. I'll be right back. Okay. So that's the solution. I guess maybe a specific function for movement instead of that one. not attacking. So calculate the fly time. Yeah. Fly time. So I know he shouldn't move at all, but I should expect to see that number tick up from 0 to 1. If it doesn't, something's set up wrong. But that's the starting point. That's what I'm looking at right now. So something's wrong. Did I not give it self? Selt. Alrighty. Well, that's not gonna work, is it? What? Well, no wonder the Y adjustment wasn't working. Maybe I should have printed that before doing this. Oh well. So it goes from 0.6 current flight time we do need to add that, don't we? Rest something. That's pretty silly of me, but there we go. Still not working, no? So when that is that. That get counted down, doesn't it? And then we need to what, flip it? Not quite. Start at 17. Well, shouldn't that be the fly time? Fly time is 1.25 and we need to strip out those things. Yeah, it's tricky. So maybe we shouldn't have flipped them. Yeah, I'm vaguely getting what I was doing wrong before at least. Why is that not working? So it starts at 0.17 and goes to 1.13. So the fly time is 1.25. So say we're at 0.8. So overall timer has gone 0.8. Meaning just 0.6, so 1.85, 2.05. Overall max is 2.05. Sitting at, we've gone 60, it's 1.45, so say we're at 1.25, meaning we have passed 0.6 effect time and flown for 0.2. Fly time is 1.2. Overall timer sitting at, yeah. Think. It's a tricky one. I just made it worse. 0.5 to 1.5. So first we need to, I can't believe this is so complicated, but we need to reverse it. Like my math skills are just dwindling. So the max time is 2.05, we're sitting at 1.25. We need to figure out how much we've done. Time elapsed is the self-attack overall timer max minus self-attack overall timer. So that's going to be 2.05 minus 1.25 is 0.8. Time elapsed equal to time elapsed minus self-attack effect timer max. Now we're at 0.2. Fly time. Is that it? Is time elapsed? Man, I overcomplicated it if that was it. Yeah, that looks better. Okay. Lerp X. No, I can't. It's been ages since I did this, but we do need to do that. Otherwise, lerp site default.com lerp. So we need to so that gives us a vector. No, we want to go to self attack target position. For now, we'll do Y as well. Set position vmap vector 3 lerp x lerp y, and then hopefully after that, do we have a orientation, range depth? Yeah, we do. So that should be fine z-wise. So we need to change the way y works, basically. Lerp y. If y ratio is less than 0.5, then animate upwards. If we have, say we start at 0, 0, we want to go to 1,000, 1,000, we'd add them up, divide by 2. Does that always work? 500, 500, 1,000, 1,000, 700, yeah, I think so. So it would be self attack launch position plus self attack target position attack halfway point dot y is equal to self attack halfway point dot y plus self max y adjustment. I don't know. Hi, hello, hey Starcat. How you doing? Close, close. Number expected got nil. Because I'm localing these again. guess just lurping there. Not doing so good. We're getting there. We've had a similar path, you and I. I am also an accountant slash dev. That's cool, Chimera. What kind of dev stuff are you working on? Let's forget accounting exists. Oh, yeah, I got this from somewhere else, I think. I must imagine that's rare. Yes, fuck accounting. I currently work as an implementation manager, so I do a lot of sysadmin stuff while coding in VBA. I coded a lot in VBA when I last did a real job. I actually enjoyed that. It was really fun. As a hobby, I do games and websites. Cool, that sounds nice. Definitely better than accounting. Was it this? Yeah, that's it. I like how you get praise in dev, no praise in accounting. It's either 100% or you suck. Did you ever do audit? Because I did audit, which is lovely because nobody ever likes to see you. It's great. No one likes to see you deving also. So you're a nobody. No, I did bookkeeping. Worked in a firm with auditors, then I became an in-house bookkeeper, then they learned I could code, so now I'm the implementation manager where I was a bookkeeper. That's really cool, good trajectory there. Yeah, if I have to go back to that kind of, to like real life, I would definitely prefer to do something coding related. I would think that hopefully because I've got some accounting experience that maybe I could position myself somewhere, because I don't think I'm competitive compared to like trained programmers. They'll be younger people with formalized experience and more raw talent. Like, so would beat me on all points. But yeah, I'm hoping if I do have to go back that I can find something good. So blurb y should be easing dot EA Accounting Simulator 2019. Ugh. Ease out cubic, I think. We want. Hello, Kariobu. How you doing? And hello, Slater. So T is the current time. Start value. It's kind of the same, basically. I'm just doing duration different. Yeah, I'd shut up and have someone yell at you who doesn't understand what you're doing in that game. Yeah, sounds right. The satisfaction is that you get to shut the game down. Extra spreadsheet DLC. Now with yellow cell highlighting. So this should look similar, I'm thinking. Yellow cell highlighting is a microtransaction. Yeah, pay per cell. Oh, what happened there? Love watching people make games. I'm trying to make my own, and it's good learning. What kind of game are you making? Oh, it starts and changing value, that's right. So that's going to be just that minus. Spreadsheet Simulator 2019. I'd play that. An Earthbound-like RPG and RPG Maker, but someday I want to use better tools. So you're not happy with RPG Maker? From what I've heard, it's good. It's a good starting set of tools, but it comes with the trade-off that it's a bit limiting in what you can get done in it, which seems pretty fair. Oh, that's way better. Right, let's definitely get that done on the other side as well. So it's ease in cubic. Starting position is the same. I like it, but someday I might want to make some more complex games. That's fair enough. That's cool. How far along are you in your game? Gotta say that looks cool. Just need to do the X lerping better as well. Yeah, Z index needs to be fixed. I know. I know. Well, mechanics and GUI only so far, but I need an art tool for some better graphics. Yeah, I've heard good things about Asprite. Asprite is a tool for pixel art. let us see this now. No, that's not good. It looks so stupid. What does that look like? That's so bad. I need to find a better animation then. That's ease in out cubic, which I thought was fine. Looks charming. Thanks, it's very positive of you. So in out cubic. It does in a sort of Mario / Sonic cartoony sense. I understand what you're saying. I think it's not good though. I think it's not as bad as I'm making it out to be, but I think it shouldn't be that cartoony. So I'm doing that. What would we expect? And what does this mean? This means try to make my game unique by replacing magic power with hope. Wait. HP? Magic with belief. MP with hope and magic with belief. Sounds kind of cool. I like it. It's not out in cubic. You'd expect... Well, you'd expect him to accelerate in. Hello, Holiday Bay. Let me show you later. Bez was saying hello and he was wondering if you enjoyed his country.
Who is? It's from Portugal.
Yeah.
Ah, hola.
Is that Portuguese?
Yes.
Is it actually? I didn't realize.
And what's is like more formal? It's like bon dia.
Bom dia. It's not
The D
N.
pronounced as a G.
It's an N. It's a B-O-M. Bong. It's like bong and then gia. Yeah, I think so. I think.
It's a very hard language to pronounce.
Yeah.
Ah, so we're saying one sometimes. You go. I kept saying
Yeah, it's like,
but it's like
some weird kind of thing like that.
Yeah. So it's like cerveja.
Cerveja, I think it is.
Cerveja.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard. There's a lot of r's and z's.
Yeah. That's probably why I could do it, because it's so similar to Polish in that sense.
Yeah. R's and
So
z's.
Slater says, hello, Miss Braj. I corrected to Mrs. Braj. And he
I
said,
am Mrs. Braj.
oh, Mrs. Bong.
Mrs. Bong. Oh, that's cool. I like it. Did you tell them that we're going to Portugal later in the year?
I did, yeah.
What's the time?
It is 4:20.
Okay, I'm gonna start making dinner. Just getting it ready and stuff.
Like prepping it, yeah, that's cool.
When are you gonna be ready for eating? Not rushing it, just thinking good timings.
I don't know.
We have a good little stream there.
Yeah, but I should be finishing this dude soon, I think. Let's see.
That's what she said.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
420 YOLO Blaze It. That is true. Yeah. That was a minute ago. I miss it already. Is it a good investment to go to Sweden to try to get hot blonde? I guess that depends on how much they're worth to you. I'd say unlikely, unless there are no blondes where you are. Why is that still weird?
Why are you still weird?
Why am I still weird? It's the easing. I think it just doesn't work. Swedish blonde stock market index. I'm in Toronto. I'm sure there's blondes in Toronto. Really? That surprises me. So I guess we just no. There are exactly 0 plans I checked. Just kidding, but out of 100 women you meet, 60 will be Asian, 30 will be brown, 10 will be brunette, whites. Huh. I didn't know that was the ethnic makeup of Toronto. Genuinely surprising. Especially the Asian population. Right, so we want to do function using linear. I'm very highly Asian. I feel like Asian's Toronto is a place to be. I have no idea. Thankfully, I do not need to base my living decisions on my sexual preferences, because that would be quite tough. Use linear. Toronto, Vancouver, San Francisco, and LA are quite Asian-y. I think it's cool. I have no idea, genuinely. We kind of need a shadow, so all we basically do is to create and manage a drop shadow. I think I developed my desire for blondes from living here and them being so rare. It's just like self-torture. Whatever you can't have, you want. You also need a thumb sound for new. There is one. I think it's probably just the stream sound setup is such that you don't hear it, but there is one. It's pretty good. Right, so we need a drop shadow that we need to manage. Do that here. Shadow, self shadow. So the dragon follower, we're going to have the shadow here, stomper. So that's a factory, yeah. So if, when we get here, if we have a shadow, if self shadow, then go delete self shadow, self shadow is equal to nil. And then when we go, whoa, this is Wikipedia. Red is white people, blue is black, green is Asian, Orange is Hispanic. What am I even looking at here? Very interesting to see, like, the clustering. Like, you get very specific areas, like Asian areas, like that. That's a mad cluster. Hispanic. Huh. That is really interesting. Huh. What's the discussion that people from certain areas prefer to be together? No, it's not discussion, I just observed it. Don't know how that could be accurate without constantly updating, to be honest, especially when one dots 25 people, how many millions? Well, it's not where they're located, I presume it would be where people live. And it'll just be a snapshot, yeah, for sure. You know, they might have done it by a census, perhaps, if that's done. Because then you'd get addresses and ethnicity, number of people in a household, that kind of stuff. It would be pretty freaky if there's a satellite tracking you, like looking in through my window. There's a white face there. Count him, count him! That's a red dot for you. 1/25th out of a red dot. So your phone knows that, so exactly. I am white. Count me. So now we should have shadow, and then it should disappear, which it isn't. Because we never set it there. Scotch, Swedish. Well, I'm Polish by ethnicity, Swedish by, I guess, birth, and that's where I grew up. And I live in Scotland, have done so for 12 years. So we need to lerp the shadow. Set scale. Is that a thing? Set scale, which could be the number and then the ID. I'm gonna set it as 0.5 at most, and then we're gonna lerp it. We lerp upwards else. Shadow scale, we're going to ease it. Using that, the start position is going to be the normal. Well, first of all, let's make sure that that size is correct, which I'm not sure. 219. I'll just add another end in there. Because I think 0.5 might actually not be sufficient. Sorry about the sirens, guys. Yeah, let's set it to 0.4. Whoop, whoop. Make the sprite rotate in the air. Now we're talking. So we start value. Yeah, self shadow scale default, and it's going to be just plus self shadow scale default times 0.2, something like that. Starting position should be and then go back to minus. Is that right? That's not how shadows work, is it? When we get closer to the light source, shadow should get smaller. Damn it, I can never remember this. Geo.set position. We're gonna set vector 3 lerp x shadow y. More sirens. Shadow gets bigger because you're blocking more of the light because you're closer. Yeah, is that it? I can never friggin' remember this. You had, so I had to sketch this out before, but basically you had a light source, and then, yeah, I think it does get bigger. And when as you get closer to the ground, you approach the size of yourself, basically. That makes sense because that's like why you can cover the sun with your thumb, because it's so far away. Anyway, let's not overthink this. I think I got it. So the scale, and then let's try this. No doubt there's an error somewhere, but figure it out. Shadow's too big. The optimism actually kind of worked, I think. Can you just stuff an ease in out ease in out on the shadow. It is. It's blah, blah, blah. It's matching. It's matching the easing of the whatever stuff is doing. So for the position, it's matching the X position. It has to do, otherwise it would go out of sync, which is linear. And for the scale, it is matching the easing of the Y position. So that should be fine. So you want him to do the targeting. Should be relatively straightforward. So target position, we would need to do teleporter. Does it, I think? Get property. Yep. Times it's funny if you jumped in front of the character. Well, let's see. So we need to do that's the movement speed. Self-target movement speed, direction times speed times self dot attack effect timer max plus self fly timer max, fly time max. That should be it. It's gonna make it very difficult. Ouch. Way better, even when it fails, it looks more dangerous. Yeah, it's like, it's a bit harder to predict where he's going to end up. So you have to kind of, if he goes flying, you're like, well, I gotta go there. It's very far. I guess because I haven't restricted him to where he can be. So if he's like, no, so just trying to see if I can trigger him to go really far. No, it's hard, but yeah. Stump me, bad boy. Stump me. Wow. It's kind of weird there, but that's okay. I am pretty happy with that. Sometimes he's moving when he's supposed to be gathering strength in his legs. Is he? I can't see it. Did you? I didn't see it. Yeah, okay. Because I can't see it. Just looking at the code, I can't see how he would possibly move. Check it. Is it the first one? I still can't see it. So if we're saying that the effect timer is 0.6, so does that mean pre-jump once forward? So 0.6 we should have, he dashes and then jumps. So 0.6 basically, if this is the animation, maybe it's a shadow there. So he should basically go from there and then to there. So with 0.6, it's 0.3 per frame. What's 3 seconds per frame? That doesn't work, does it? 5 frames per second is 0.4. So that's basically 1 over 5. So 1 over x is equal to 0.3. So basically 1 over 0.3. Yes, you can't do that. It's more the movement and not the sprite per se. Well, sprite will be wrong a little bit at least. So 6 frames per second is what I find is really weird to think about. 116 frames 2. 4 then. Yeah, it could be 4. And then instead of 6 it would be 0.5. He dashes and then jumps. I can't even understand what you're talking about. Do you just not like the way he's easing, or something else? Not jumping, it's like he's taking. Right, so that'll have to do with the easing code I've put in. So just basically it will look nice from certain angles, I think, but not from others. Yeah, like that looks weird. It's just the easing. So I've done, I could do it linearly or something, but that was very weird. Going down left? I think it's the perspective of this perspective we're doing, because it's because you're doing. I'm adding Y to simulate height, but is that enough? Because this is isometric. You can't just. I don't think you can just do. Yeah, you can't just do that. It's something else. You need to. Yeah, I get it now. Well, yeah, that kind of looks weird as well. Yeah, I know. Okay. So what we do there? So we would do. I think I get it. So you'd have to do that differently. Oops. It's not the easing, I don't think. It's the fact that I'm doing it to the Y position. Shouldn't be done to the Y position. So basically, what we need. So if he's going here, then we would want him to be like, I don't know, something like that, right? I think you just have to do it. You just have to rotate the direction vector. Because if you think about it, straight down, well, how do you, yeah, straight down. So here, you'd expect it to be like that. But here, you'd like have him scaled or something. Here, there shouldn't be anything because you wouldn't be able to tell. Similarly here as well, nothing. So it would have to be a fraction of how far they are from these two directions, where here is maximum and here or here is minimum, and it would be the normal vector of that direction. It is what I believe. Not just the Y position. Okay. Always picking stuff to make Dockers work hard. Exactly. Right, I'm gonna take a quick break. I'll be right back. easy way to solve jump problems is going on the screen. Well, like, and then boom. That would be that would solve it, yes, but that would I don't like that. We already have an enemy that shoots mortar projectiles like that. And it would be giving up. Right, so a couple of things I need to do then. So when we declare the jump, we need to calculate some things. So this is going to get deprecated, but we need to get the angle of the direction. So like so up. Rotate the rotation. Rotate the direction by the rotation. Okay. But so we get calculate radians out of direction. So it's some kind of vector thing. You're up early. Hey, Red Silver. It's 5 PM here, so we got time differences going, I think. Where would you be then? Can't figure out where you're from. Texas. So that must be, wasn't that like 10, 11 AM? Is that early? that's pretty late. If vector is wrong vector, then vector is good. How did I not get that? What's the opposite? Just came to say hi, or like we say here in Texas, howdy. Just kidding, we'll actually never say that. Don't ruin my illusion. Solve that in 3 seconds. It is a great solution. I think I have something like this in the global. Love the stuff you post on Twitter. Wishlisted your game. Can't wait. Thank you very much, man. I really appreciate that. That's cool. I'm trying. Well, we do say hey y'all, so they got that right. See you later though, love your work. Alright, see you later. Y'all. So that's just the dot product. Damn it. Man, it's friggin' vector stuff. Do they have manual vectors? Please tell me they do. I don't think so. get. But that's only vector get angle. Gee, I feel like I know this. Yeah, dummies.com, thanks. Use the inverse tangent function or inverse sine or cosine. Do I ever do that? Plus 2 tile. Probably not that. Basically, that's the distance, inverse tangent of Lua trigonometry. Tan, okay. Yeah, that's arctan, I think. That you walk in a completely opposite direction to the hotel. 20 miles west, 20 miles south. Okay. So, Bernie Sanders. Too many normal Brits make big profits on Brexit. That, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Anyway, so we want soon or something like, okay, guys, I'm wrapping up now. Yup, it's coming. So print. Start pause. End pause. Diff. Angle. Etan. So is that the what does that mean? Y and X. Is it the delta? Delta Y, delta X. So I'll want to simulate roughly 45 degrees then. That's what I'll try and make happen. Should be in radians as well. This thing's not having a good time right now. Start position difference of my what? No, that's not right. Well, maybe it is. Okay, so I need to try and do this a bit smarter. There you go. Difference is 200 to the right, 100 up, an angle of 0.53, which I need to convert to degrees for me to be able to read it. How do you do that? Radians to degrees. It's like, oh, I can't remember. I think I knew this recently, but I don't. 180 over mass dot pi. So 3.14, yeah, so pi radians is 180 degrees. That's a thing I need to know. Okay, there you go. That's a good one. So the difference is 120, 120, angle 40. Perfect. Okay, so we got it. And then if we go like this, angle, did we get an angle? Angle is 90? That's not right. I looked at one of my Amazon orders, which supposedly should arrive tomorrow, and it even says will arrive at 8 PM, but actually packet tracing doesn't even say it has been sent. One of them is wrong. If it does arrive, I'll be in possession of one of the most difficult to come by books right now ever. What's that? What about up? Very silly. It's actually a book that helps with learning Chinese characters. Huh. Etan 2? What? There's an Etan 2? Why would you use Etan 2? Not being daft? Comes for your hand. Even that it's really highly rated to a point now where I'd go, why is this sold out all the time? So the only answer to that was that the author had some life trolls. Sounds very weird in general. My hands will have the best of times if I actually hold that book because I could be a dick. It's still for 500% more than its normal actual price. There you go. There's some fuzzy scans available online, illegally, of course. What is doing that? Time to fitness. Right, Kirax, see you later. Diff 14. X over Y. Don't know why that matters, but that's different. Hate squads, they're the worst. They're pretty bad. Especially for me, I got something weird going on with one of my leg muscles. I don't understand. That did mean the game, but weird muscles are weird too. Equal opportunity weirdness area. Has a face of word mouse cursor, a hand with an extended pinky because it's classy. It is classy. Thanks, Kirax. Thanks for defending me. Direction Y and direction X. Oh, it's comma. Very confused. What now? Oh, did I just leave the other one? I did, didn't I? So that one we can take away for now. It doesn't have an extended pinky. So that's the thumb, and it's the pointing finger. It's no pinky. So that angle is 90 degrees effectively. And then if we were here, if you see a right hand, you're right, but if you see a left hand, it's pinky. Why do you think you see a left hand? No, I saw the thumb. The angle 38, so that's like close to 45. So what's this then? So what? So what are these atan and atan2? So atan returns the arctangent of x in radians, returns the arctangent of y divided by x in radians, but uses the signs of both parameters to find the quadrant of the result. It also handles correctly the case of x being 0. Okay. Up. So that would be y plus 1 x 0. So this is in radians. And to the side, 0. So here, when it's 0, we want to maximize it. And up is what, half pi, basically? 3.14, yeah, okay. So that's how we need to fix that, okay. And the normal of a vector is, I think, that's what I think it is. Let's see. A vector, what is a vector normal? (2D) vector normal, thank you. Yes, it's a 90-degree vector. How do you know which direction you want to go though? Do you not need to do? Okay. So get angle of the direction of flight. If angles at 0 mean he is going straight either side, so the jump adjustment normal should be maximized. Angles at half pi, 1.57, mean he is going straight up or down, so the jump adjustment normal should be minimized. Local jump angle is equal to local position diff is equal to the attack target position minus attack launch position. So the local jump angle is going to be arctan position diff y position diff x local jump adjustment proportion. Now let's do self jump adjustment proportion is going to be math pi times 0.5 so do so we want half pi minus jump angle divided by half pi, is that right? So that would be 1.57 minus 0 divided by 1.7 is 1. If that was the jump angle, yeah. Math ab, well no, it would be here, math abs, the jump angle. That would give us the jump adjustment proportion. We then need to get the jump normal. Find that in the API ref. I thought. Vector math, there you go. Math. Not normalize. What? Oh yes, the normal is just, of course, jump normal will basically be the direction normalize them, attack target position minus attack launch position, and then so it would always be positive y. So therefore we want minus no idea. Goodness, let's see how this is gonna go. The normal is messed up, don't know why, but the proportions look right at least, so that's a start. The normal is normalizing target position minus the launch position. So that should be flipped. I do not understand why that's not working. So, well, what we would want, his direction is 0.9 and slightly up, that's fine. What that would do to our normal is we're saying we would have, it would go, that way it would be, you'd want it to go straight up. So that would be y, it'd be the x upwards, yep. So that would work if this wasn't bugging out. Oh, actually, it's just because I've named the variable wrong. So actually it's probably working, maybe. That would be nice. That would be very welcome news. so it would be yep. Jump adjustment should be jump normal times jump adjustment proportion. So what we want to do, I don't know, we want to lerp y, that should, basically these guys should be linear. The jump adjustment would be so the fly ratio is there. So the jump adjustment is self jump adjustment. And then we just need to find a number here. So we're going to do easing, ease out cubic, the t current time, t current time, that's fly ratio times 2. The start value is 0, the change in value is 1, duration is 1. Otherwise, jump adjustment is jump adjustment times easing dot ease in cubic, and we start with fly ratio minus 0.5 times 2. We start at 1, change in value minus 1, duration 1. Hoo-wee, let's see, as we say in the business. Oh, I did nothing. Oh yeah, because we need to actually do the jump adjustment times, I don't know, say 50. Okay, so that was great. Although of course the shadow now doesn't. Custom engine, no, it's default. Oh god damn it, I thought I had it, but I didn't. At least it'll travel better now, but the shadow still won't look good. Okay, that was just ridiculous. What if that was always one? We just did the normal, like that would probably make it look super weird, but just want to see what that does. So that's fine. No, that doesn't work. Okay. That just takes care of that. What if we did? Let's go. Starting at 1. Pretty nuts. Never heard of default before, checking it out now. Thanks. Your game looks really great, by the way. I love the art style. I love the turn-based pausing idea. That's a cool element. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. If you have any questions about default, let me know. And if you want to check out the game, it's available on Steam. Well, not available, but available to wishlist. Oh, thanks, Ben. That's really cool. It's just, I don't know if it's going to get any better. It's pretty good in all directions except straight. You pause me there if you stop. You should do. Yep. So you can try to think, where is he going? I think he's going that way, so let's not. So yeah, it looks good in all directions except straight up and straight down. So like, what if it's like slightly at an angle? Like even that's alright. It's basically, it's just if it's straight up that it doesn't look good. I think I can live with that. So because he doesn't have a straight up sprite. No, it's more to do with, I was trying to figure out, I think you just showed up, didn't you? So basically when I was first coding him, in order to simulate height, I just incremented his Y position, but that doesn't really work from an isometric perspective. So I figured out something like this, that if he's going straight to the side, he should have a curve that is maximized, but if he goes up or down, you wouldn't be able to see it. All you would really be able to see is the scale change if I did that, which I didn't normally. I chucked that in now because it was necessary. But the problem is now that what he does with the shadow, with his shadow doesn't really work, because like from a movement arc point of view, it's right, I think, his movement, but it's just the shadow needs to be. No, his Y position is wrong, I think, actually. His Y position should be higher. So maybe there should be an inverted Y adjustment. That is tough stuff. Maybe. I'm just gonna try it. Inverted Y adjustment proportion. I have no idea. Easing these out. Cubic. I also maybe figuring out fake z-axis. Yeah, I guess that's what I'm doing. It's going okay. I'm pretty proud of what I did. So from 0 to 1 times 1 times self. And then this would be if this doesn't do what I want it to do, then I will probably give up. Not because I'm giving up, but because I think it's close to being good. And that should be from 1 minus 1, 1. forgot to apply the inverted proportion, so that's why it looked really high when we went to the side. So the sides should be unchanged. That's fine. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That actually looks good, I think. More or less. Oop, that was weird. So that's normal. But why is that doing that? Oh, that should be... Should that just be abst? Will that screw up the other direction? Maybe. I do not know. I'm floored. Well, it's taken some time. Been a lot of work. Basically, the whole stream has been doing this, more or less. So let's try. Randomize so it doesn't look. Oh, it's the same. You've done enough, Bez. No, okay, so that does need to be. That does need to be negative, but this one doesn't. So that's the way we'll do that.
Thank you for being a true broad.
Thank you very much for the follow, Lucas Allman. Appreciate it. Looks way better, doesn't it? Yes, it does. But was it worth my sanity? So either way now looks fine. This way looks fine, I think. You're a pro coder. Oh. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Awesome. I think it was, and I think you can now solve the X problem. Ah. I think the X is fine. What was the X problem? Like, now that I do know that, what was the X problem? I think it still wasn't, I still think it wasn't what I thought it was. Or what I got now. Because the X problem didn't have anything to do with height. It wasn't a Z issue. It was something else, so I don't know. I'm not really interested in changing it because it kind of works. Nobody knows what I intended to do, right? Except the people who watched it. Not for the X. Yes, exactly. Now you're learning. The X is perfect. Well, I'm pretty happy with that. That went really well. Alright guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. So I'm going to be streaming again tomorrow, so if you haven't followed me already, then please do so now and we can tag along. For you, Bez, I made this command. I think social. There you go. So please follow all these accounts. Wishlist the game on Steam. Give me all your love. And catch you around tomorrow, I hope. Did we have anyone especially to thank? Yes, let's thank A-Knight for the 15-month sub in a row. That's pretty cool. That's a long time. Already wishlisted. Thank you, Nisbers. That's cool. But yeah, have a good day, everybody. Hopefully see you tomorrow if you're around. If not, that's okay too. See ya.